Don't you take this one? It's in your hands now.
I'm ready to move out.
Good to go in it. All or nothing, guys. Well, here goes. Leave it to me.
There's enemies on the way. We can't let them trash the hallowed ground.
I'll protect you.
Denise, it tickles.
You're finished. I'm going. You won't prevail.
Look out! Good work. Keep it up, and we'll finish the next wave in no time. Looks like we've got guests. Go give them a big welcome.
Suffer. Not bad.
Follow me.
I'll follow you.
Prisoners. We're the green team.
Oh, all right. Quite right.
I won't argue.
This'll hurt. Looks like we got a second to catch our breath before things heat up again. Look alive! We've got company!
I'm going.
Doctor's in.
Huh?
I can take it.
I won't let you down!
Where you live.
Looking good. Just like that. You won't prevail.
Exploring with baddies on our tails is real fun! Let's give ourselves some breathing room!
No escape. We got this.
Sure. I'll get him!
Keep your heads in the game.
Hey! Ready to roll! Always ready to go! How's that? I'm beat. Can we take 5? They just keep coming! But we'll show them who's boss!
Over! To me.
We're in for it now! Take that!
Too late to run.
Over!
Take me instead.
Take that!
Where you
Stay
live.
focused.
Get him!
Go.
You got it!
You got some backbone after all.
Let's
You got
keep it
that
up.
right?
Just like that.
Got the fierce on! It's over! Got it! Violin!
After you.
Watch this! Keep up the good work! Keep it up,
Understood.
and
Very
we'll
well.
finish the next wave in no time. Exploring with baddies on our tails is real fun! Let's give ourselves some breathing room. Uh-oh! This guy looks strong! You better watch out! This power feels great! Let's how's that? Got it! This is over! Heads up! There's 2 enemies left. You can take them.
Right.
Okay, Donkey. Got ya. One more.
Keep that for you.
One more.
Right where I want it.
Got it. Round and round.
Scared of me.
Looking good.
This section's up. Got one more. We're in the home stretch now. Keep it up. Over. Now we're talking. Then one more. Exploring with baddies on our tails is real fun. Let's give ourselves some breathing room. Got one more. Let's do it.
Let's go after
You're
you.
not getting away. We're the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Lightsaber.
You face the plight of the White Dragon.
Let me show you how it's done. Oh, Wales, surge!
You scared? Ours smack
Ready to deliver.
This'll hurt us. Get him!
Lightning eradication. We make a perfect
Thank you,
team!
Mr. Lizard! Huh? Just take that! Huh? One more! Yeah!
You were most valuable.
We did it! Hooray! Hey, so, all right. Ah. Hey, so...
Hello there.
Skyfarers, we need your aid! Goblins! Goblins in Tempeal!
We were at the dock in Folka, taking care of landing procedures, when a panicked old merchant rushed toward us. In between his wheezing, he explained that a shipment of relief supplies headed for Tempeal had been intercepted by monsters. Tempeal reminded me of Id, and how he had totally beat our butts. It was embarrassing, yeah, but what's worse, it reminded me of losing Lyria.
Tempeal, huh? Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual peppy tone. He was probably reliving those bad memories, just like me. I guess after you've spent as much time together as we have, you pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeal for either of us. But we were Skyfarers, and desperate times called for brave faces. Anyway, goblins. Smart. Fast. That meant we wouldn't have the luxury of time. We needed to throw together the minimum amount of supplies needed for the journey and head out. I turned to Vern so we could discuss game plans, but then I saw his ears were droopy.
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong, but with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you. A little less than an hour later, it was time to depart. But Vern was nowhere to be found.
Hurry, Skyfarers! We can't waste another second!
The later we got there, the more supplies would be stolen or destroyed. This could add up to weeks or even months of delay in Tempeal's restoration. Vern, I hope you're okay, bud. I was worried out of my mind. But a captain's gotta do what a captain's gotta do. I left a message for Vern with the merchant, and we set out.
Goblins? I can't even fight stinking goblins! What good am I? Just a scaredy lizard who brings everybody down. Man. If only I was more like my pal, swinging swords and shooting spells. Then I'd finally be able to help out. Maybe I could have stopped Avia from taking Lyria. Maybe I could have done something. How do you live the skyfaring life without combat skills? Heck, I can't even blow sparks, much less fire. What kind of dragon can't breathe fire? Ha! I tell everybody I'm a cool dragon, but I'm just a faker.
You are unworthy.
You were right, Ed. I'm not worthy. Not worthy of being in the crew. Not worthy of being the captain's best bud.
Ah, finally, here you are! I was looking everywhere for you.
Uh-huh. What did this old dude want with me?
Your captain left you a message. The crew's gone on ahead, but as an indispensable member of the Grand Cipher, they want you with them as soon as possible. And that's an order.
Indispensable? That meant, like, VIP, right? Me? For a second there, I was about to blow it off. Like, yeah, right, my bud's just saying that. But then I remembered, this crew had always kept it real. No lies, no flattery. Yeah, we kicked butt because we believed in one another. These guys were my best friends. And maybe we weren't perfect. I mean, we lost to Id, but my bud put his captain boots on and got right back up and tried again. It was never about swords or magic. It was about always moving forward, never giving up. And more than anything, it was about being there for each other. What was I worrying about? Who cares if I couldn't fight? There are 1,000,002 ways to help on an adventure. I mean, you try questing without a cook or a healer.
Hello? Merchant of Vern, do you read me? If you're done daydreaming now, I've got a ship ready to go.
It was time to get a move on, or I wasn't worth my scales. Sorry, everybody. Your pal Vern is on his way.
There we go. Let's do it to it.
The supply should be this way. Let's move.
Uh-oh, our potion stock's running low. We'll be okay against a few goblins, right?
Hopefully. Just don't overdo it.
Come, Crimson Thorn!
hope Vern's okay.
He was really down, wasn't he? Poor Vern.
Get out of our way! We're in a hurry here! Where are you? Watch your step. It's over!
Damn, back for more. Right when we were about to cross the finish line.
I see people! Over there, by the supplies! We have to go help
Looking
them!
good.
What do you think?
Where's that came from?
Folks doing okay?
Skyfarers. We're doing better now. We need these supplies to repair to the field.
Please, would you protect them? We're on it. Take cover, okay?
Too late to
What do you think? Even the Swedish bros.
Here we go! Let's go! Great job, team!
Every rose has her thorns,
That was
after
the
all.
last of them.
Thank you. You've saved Temteel's future.
Heads up, goblin reinforcements. Just don't quit.
Yeah! Did you miss me? Took me forever to catch up.
Vern!
Vern, was that an explosive? When did you get bombs?
Here come more of those stinking gobbles. Can you take them?
Sure can.
Come and get What do you think?
Watch your step. What are they made of? Yikes! Wyverns are coming from above! Watch your noggin!
If those goblins manage to steal any more of the supplies, then the relief effort's good as done. No kidding. They've already hauled half our grain to higher ground.
Higher ground? Sounds like a job for a cool dragon.
That's a great idea, Vern. Put your wings to use.
Are you sure you can manage? What if the goblins fought?
Piece of cake. I'll be back in 30 seconds or your money back.
What do you think? Don't play too hard now. There.
Where have you been? Watch your step. I found some of the stolen supplies. They're safe and sound.
Come, Grim, come.
Oh no! Nope.
Here's the second one. Here,
Clever
I
move.
brought potions. Everyone feeling better?
Thanks, Vern. You're a lifesaver.
Those goblins are getting nasty. Don't fall for their tricks.
I'll take the front line. Looking good. Leave it to me. Just like that.
Keep on.
Those stinking gobbos didn't get a single sack.
The enemy have started their retreat. I think the worst has passed.
Thanks to you Skyfarers, Tempeel's finally gonna be rebuilt. We owe you everything.
Vern was the real MVP.
Aw, shucks. I bet you say that to all your lifelong pals.
That worked out! Somehow or other. After we'd secured the supplies, Vern talked about how he didn't think he was good enough for the crew. Obviously, he was the only one that felt that way. I'd always appreciated his support. During fights, he was a supply runner, lookout, and cheerleader. And both on and off the battlefield, he was my courage. But even the best people, and dragons, get discouraged sometimes. I really should have been more vocal about my appreciation. I made sure he knows now. We won the day because he came flying to the rescue. Just like I knew he would.
I'll always be there for you, pal.
He was back to his old self, basking in the praise of the crew. Which caused his ego to swell like a balloon, but hey, who doesn't need a little confidence boost after a dip? And Vern, let me just say it now. I value you. And all the hard work you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Mission complete!
Let's talk. Sigil enhancement? Got it. What should I strengthen? Your weapons won't betray you.
Yes, can I help you?
I opened my eyes and found the most entrancing face staring back at me. Clear skin, dewy eyes, and mischievous smile, all framed by soft golden locks. Involuntarily, my hand crept toward her cheek for a caress. But when flesh met mirror, I finally woke up and realized.
Yes. Good morning, me. Must still be hazy from exchanging bodies yesterday. Lacing my fingers together, I reached my arms up for a test stretch. Stiff. Not one to be bested by a vessel of my own design, I brought my palms together and began twisting. Take that, you stupid spine, I thought. You will rue the day you defied me. Just how many backbones and digits and faces had I conjured? I'd lived long enough to know it was foolish to try and keep track.
Cagliostro, did you hear? We're going to visit a new skydom!
Lyria's voice echoed from behind the door, snapping me back to the present.
Sounds fun! I'll be out in a jiffy!
My voice was a weaponized rainbow, strategically pitched to invoke thoughts of hugs and sunshine. As the cutest girl in all the skies, no other tone would live up to my utter perfection. You see, it's a common myth that cuteness is in the eye of the beholder. But actually, as I have witnessed through my research, it is a fundamental law of reality. I quickly brushed my disheveled hair, minus one lock, as per the theory of adorable bedhead optimization, and went to the door. The crew would need me at my cutest if they were to survive an untrodden skydom. About 2,000 years ago, before the war, I was a wretched, sickly little thing. We lived in a village with no doctor, so all I could do was wait for the release of death. I still remember the defeated look on my sister's face as she attended my bedside. I couldn't blame her. Not when she was surrounded by the other villagers and their whispers. None of them thought I was long for this world. But back in those days, the sky was full of children who would never live past adolescence. So my life was tragic, but common. With the exception, of course, of one detail. My intellect. I had been working on a theory of reality, one that would let me rewrite the laws of existence. I dubbed it alchemy. I was too weak to leave the house, but my sister would fetch me the necessary reagents for my experiments. At first, each failure was more spectacular than the last. Creating a fully functional body from nothing but dirt and speculation was complicated. Instead, I focused on creating an ageless vessel capable of housing a soul. Hypothesis, test, fail. Hypothesis, test, fail. My pile of discarded monstrosities grew with each unsuccessful trial. But finally, I succeeded in producing a small life form, no bigger than your average roach. Sure, a misplaced footstep would have killed the damn thing, but it was life nonetheless. And it was proof that I could achieve mastery over my own mortality. Now that I had more data, all it took was a few more months of testing, and voila! I had synthesized a flesh bag for myself. My soul was finally free to occupy a worthy form. Now, repeat this process a few thousand times, and my reputation spread throughout the skies, garnering love and admiration from the masses. Alchemy was at its apex, and death had been conquered for all. Yeah, right. More followers meant more opportunity for betrayal. Eventually, a faction of alchemists turned my own bloodline against me, and they managed to seal me away for centuries. Assholes. These magic prison stories always end the same way. A few hundred years of slumber, and people grow complacent. A group of clueless travelers, aka the crew of the Grand Cipher, managed to stumble upon my inert form and, foolishly mistaking me for a primal beast or something, lifted the seal. Immediately, I wanted to eradicate them. No one could find out I had regained my freedom. I would not suffer entombment again, even if it meant I needed to transmogrify a few Skyfarers. But then, I laid eyes upon Lyria and her blue hair, and there it was, an entity that I could not identify. I, who had unveiled the very laws of reality, could not classify her existence. She was surely from a different plane. My interest was piqued, and for that, I spared the crew. What can I say? Curiosity killed the alchemist. With no particular agenda for my newfound liberty, I offered my services to these Skyfarers. They would give me unfettered access to the girl, and I would give them unrestricted access to my findings. And as a bonus, I might save their asses a few times along the way. Of course, the captain readily accepted. Though I admit, there was something about the gleam in the captain's eye that caught my attention. What was so special, you ask?
That's for Cagliostro to know and for you to find out.
Call it a side effect of being a helmsman, but my ears tend to laser in on any talk of airships. Then again, damn near anybody could have heard this guy shouting.
No! No! You can't do this! She's still skyworthy! She can still fly!
A distraught man was making a scene outside. 3 seemingly unfazed onlookers surrounded him. Between all the belly aching, I pieced together the man's story. He was an engineer, was upset that an airship called the Nautilus was set to be decommissioned. His 3 friends, meanwhile, were telling him to see reason, that an old ship like that would be more useful as scrap. Reminded me of the Port Breeze days, back when my own dreams seemed like unscalable walls. The 3 onlookers were a young helmsman, a young mechanic, and an older merchant. They presented a unified front against the engineer, countering each of his arguments threefold whenever he opened his mouth to protest. As much as I wanted to help the guy, the trio were speaking the truth. Repairing the damn thing would cost buckets of rupees, and you can't fix an airship on gumption alone. Trust me, I've tried. Them's the breaks, kid.
I turned to leave. None of my business, right? But dumb old me, I had to pause as my ears caught what he said next.
We made a pact, didn't we? Don't you remember? The Nautilus. You promised that we would take her to the skies.
He could barely hold it together. You could hear it in his voice, the desperation as he clung to a quickly fading dream. It was a feeling all too familiar to me.
I mean, sure, the Nautilus may be old, but she's got plenty of potential. She could easily outpace any other cargo ship in the fleet, at least 3 times faster.
Found the poor bastard blathering his woes at a tavern in Folca. The seat next to his happened to be conveniently open, so I took it. Without so much as asking my name, he launched into story after story. It was clear he still needed to vent. Apparently, he just recently started his career as an engineer. Planned on restoring the Nautilus. It would revitalize the local economy, help Folca this, assist Timpil that. He went on and on, but I knew he wasn't going to feel better until he confronted the actual issue at hand. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great you want to help your home like this, but that's not the real reason you're upset, is it?
That obvious, huh? I made a promise to my friends. One day we'd fly our beloved Nautilus across the skies together.
But the ship in question was long past its heyday and had deteriorated beyond the point of conventional repair. Time is a cruel but patient mistress, and among the original Nautilites, only Kent had yet to accept reality. After he finished his explanation, silence fell between us. Well, until another man frantically stumbled into the tavern. I'd seen him somewhere before. Oh yeah, one of the naysayers from earlier, the merchant.
Somebody help! Anybody! Monsters are ransacking my precious cargo!
I was torn. Do my civil duty as a skyfarer and save the cargo, or help this ass determined to crush the dreams of my newfound friend? So, I asked Kent.
What? Of course you should help him!
Not a moment's hesitation from the kid. I liked that. This would have been the perfect moment to ensure the continued survival of the Nautilus, at least in the short term. But despite that, Kent didn't think twice about helping his fellow man. Hell yeah, Kent. I'll see what I can do.
Oh boy. Duty calls.
According to the merchant, our destination should be around here. Just hope there's anything left to save. Let's get moving. Goblins? What the hell are they doing here? Don't say we didn't warn you.
Nope. Easy this way.
Take that! It's go time, baby!
I'll protect you!
Come on! Bring it! Take that! Come on! Bring it!
What do you think?
Come on! That all? Come on!
Come, Crimson Thorn!
Bring it!
Just like that!
Not bad, if I say so myself. Now then, where was I? That must be the cargo we're looking for. Cargo's safe and sound. Maybe. Looks like it's been rummaged through.
Watch out, Rackham! We've got goblins and vipers on our trail!
It'll take more than that to dupe us.
See, Daisy?
I can take it!
Oh, yeah!
Watch your step.
Come on!
Things are about to get dicey. Just don't let them get close to the cargo.
Go time!
What do you think?
Go time!
Refreshing. Can't keep up.
There's still more of them! Stay sharp, everybody!
Hell yeah!
Come, Crimson Thorn!
What's wrong? Go
Take my
time!
thorn. Come and get it.
Where you look.
What do you think?
Go time!
Watch your step.
Don't let up! Come on! Bring it!
Looking good! I'll cover it down!
You should.
Refreshing, isn't it?
That all?
What do you think?
Here's needle.
Play the eye!
Where you look.
Granblue, come and get
That all? Go time! Eat this! That all? Have at 'em!
So the big shot finally decided to show up, huh? Well, you're going down like the rest of them.
Bring
Where you look.
that all? Take that! Bring it!
What do you think?
Go time!
Fight harder!
Now we're cooking! Take that! Take that!
Can't keep up.
Bring it!
You monsters screwed up big time today, because you chose to mess with the best crew to ever cross these skies.
Ha! How you guys feeling?
Oh, you're a lifesaver. How could I ever thank you?
You want to thank someone? Thank him. I gestured toward Kent. The man's face filled with shame as the irony dawned on him.
So it was you, huh? Hey, listen. I'm sorry about earlier. I could have heard you out.
After the merchant left, I wanted to focus on the next goal at hand. Putting some wind back in the Nautilus's sails. So I proceeded to do some intelligent and, dare I say, brilliant thinking on the topic when Kent asked what I was talking about. Whoops, must have been thinking out loud again. You just wait and see.
So,
Come to view the requests?
When Tempeal was hit by a devastating storm, refugees flocked to the safe haven of Fulka. We heard the news and docked on the island, which was buzzing with activity. It was clear. All hands were needed on deck as reconstruction efforts got underway. So we walked through the city, looking out for opportunities to help. That's when we saw a distressed young draft. We didn't know the details, but it was plain as day that something wasn't right. He was stumbling around, eyes unfocused, and staring into space. I couldn't shake the feeling that we shouldn't leave him on his own, so we ended up trailing him. We came to the edge of a cliff. Though the morning sun shone on our faces, a frigid wind blew down our backs. The draft just stood at the edge, staring at something only he could see. Hey, careful there! With a wind whipping around like this, you might lose your footing! The draft whirled around, taken off guard. After a while, he looked away, shrugging.
Thanks for your concern.
You look like you've got something on your mind. If you want a friendly ear, you've got him here.
I guess I do.
He smiled, though the expression didn't reach his eyes. The draft introduced himself as Karzeda. Back in Tempeal, he was a jeweler's apprentice.
My childhood friend was caught up in that storm. I was in love with her. Could never get up the courage to tell her. And now it's too late.
Karzeda bit down on his lip, as if he was trying to hold back his despair. He went on, telling us that he'd hit a slump in his apprenticeship. Nothing he did could gain his master's approval. His frustration boiled over, and he got into a rip-roaring fight with his friend. Hurt, she fled from the workshop. He didn't go after her.
I wish I had, because that's the day the storm came.
Karzeda's face twisted in agony. He made a mistake, and it ended up costing him someone dear. I could understand all too well. Karzeda stared at the sunbeams as they illuminated the cliffside. His eyes were watering, and not just from the sun's rays.
When we were kids, we made a promise. Once I became a proper jeweler, I'd share my most treasured secret with her. Cowardly, yes, but that was the only way I could tell her how I felt.
It all made sense now. His deepest, darkest regret was putting off telling her what was in his heart for so long.
We made that promise ages ago. I wouldn't have been surprised if she forgot all about it.
Karzeda paused, as if remembering something. He lifted his gaze to the sky, then continued.
Oh, right. I have to go back to the mines in Tempeal. There are keepsakes of hers there. I don't think she can move on without them.
I could tell how important this was to him. But when the people fled Tempeal, a horde of monsters moved right on in. Actually, forget the fiends. Karzeda wasn't in shape to go anywhere right now. What do these keepsakes look like? I can head to the mines and track them down for you. Considering his condition, I wasn't about to give him room to argue. Besides, I know all about not being able to share the important stuff with a loved one while there's still time. There's so much I didn't get to tell my family. Even now, thinking of our old house makes my heart ache something fierce. That day, there was no one to greet me when I opened the door. Seeing the cold remains of my home tore open a void in my heart. But you know what? I managed to keep going because my friends were there for me. This time it was my turn to support someone who needed it. The keepsake should be somewhere around here. Might as well inspect the mine shafts as we go too. Can't just let him run amok. Time to get to work.
What do you think?
That was too easy. They act like they own the place. Sorry. You're gonna have
Watch out! That one's got a bow!
Take me instead!
Ooh, that butters my biscuit. Zeta's counting on us to find those keepsakes.
Where you are.
Crimson Thorn!
Watch your step.
Looking good!
What do you think?
I'll take the front line! What's wrong?
Where you
Zeta's counting on us to find those keepsakes. Watering can, a shovel. These are the keepsakes.
Huh? Did you hear that? Whoa! We're halfway! Look at the size of that one!
Got you covered.
Crimson Thorn! Can't keep up.
Coming right up.
Keep up or I leave you behind.
Jeez. Okay.
We got the big one. I think we can rest easy.
Great! Let's head back to town.
Sheesh, the place was crawling with goblins. Good thing we came instead of Karzeda. Karzeda said his friend loved flowers. Tempeal's soil was harsh and didn't lend itself to flora, but her dream was to grow a variety of flowers and let them bloom all over the land. Knowing how much her dream meant to her, Karzeda wanted to bring her gardening tools back and place them in front of her grave. His hands were trembling when I passed them over.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
He was so choked with emotion that each word sounded pained, like thorns sticking in his throat. I kept my eyes on him. It felt like if I looked away for even a second, he'd fade into the great blue beyond. He was still grappling with his hurt. You wanted to say goodbye to her properly, right? Come on, I'll go with you. I slapped him on the shoulder, silently willing him to pull himself together.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Carzeda hugged the tools tightly against his chest, his teeth biting down hard on his lip. It broke my heart, seeing someone so young deal with such overwhelming tragedy. The least I could do was help him see this through.